Hey, so I found this email validator API at MailboxLayer. They give you 1,000 API requests every month. So I wanted to create this little video and tutorial to show you how I did this. Basically, here's what I do. I have an email address here, and all I have to do is write check and then A2. And what it does is it calls the API and asks, is this MX record right now? And we'll go through this. You can also do a lot of cool stuff here. I'll show you what else you can do and what else you can check of emails. You can check the validation. Is it correctly done? Is it correct SMTP? MX record. This is checking the MX record, but we can get a lot of cool stuff. So I'll go through it all, but first what you need to do is check out MailboxLayer.com. It is free for 1,000 a month. Just get the free plan and go to your dashboard. You're going to need your API access key. The sheet that I have set up here, I have API key on API key. You cannot put it anywhere else, just A1, and I'll code the whole thing for you in this video and show you all of the things you can edit as well. So on your account dashboard, once you get your API key, you're going to see this validate email address. And this right here is actually the API call. And all it is a URL. This might look scary to you, but we can copy this. And it also looks scary because it's also dark mode for some reason, a black background. We need to go up to extensions app script. So do that. And what you're going to see is not this. If you're doing this from scratch, you're not going to see this. You're going to see function my function. But if you are a Better Sheets member and you're watching this on bettersheets.co, then you will be able to get this sheet and this app script down below. Just copy it there. But I'm going to write this all again, and it's going to go, I'll show you from scratch. So here we have this thing that I copied here. And what this is literally just a URL. It is apilayer.net/API/check. And then this is a question mark with access key. And then you're going to put your access key here. But don't do that yet because I did tell you, just put your API key here in the tab called API key. If you're doing this from scratch and you want to follow along, create a new sheet or a new tab and call it API key. We definitely need to make sure it's called API key. So we'll have function. We're going to check email. I'm going to call this check email. We're going to have a variable email in there, and then we're going to have a couple of brackets here. We're going to put all this stuff in the brackets, but I just want to keep showing you that this all will work even as just a URL. I'm going to take off this SMTP and format for now. We can always add them later, but check out this. If I just take this Command C and put it into a URL, into a Chrome browser, this is the return I get. This JSON is what I get. And let's look at it. We'll look at JSON beautifier. We'll go to the first one. We'll see what that looks like. And this is what it is. It gives us a structured data back, and it gives us, if they think that we misspelled the email, it will give us a response back. We can get the user, which is just the stuff before the @ sign. We can get the domain, which is all the stuff after the @ sign. It validates the format, so it's a name at domain dot something. It gives us the MX found. That's great. We want to know that, and we may want to know the SMTP. We also will tell us true or false if it is a catch-all address. So if it's like info @ or hi @, it gives us the rollback if there is one, and disposable, true or false. If it's a free email, I think that says if it's at gmail.com or at hotmail.com, and then it gives us a score. So what we actually care about is if it's MX is found and SMTP check. So we will do that. But you can get all the other stuff, and I'll show you exactly how to do that in this video. So we have this URL. How do we get the response back in our Google Sheet? It's really only one line of code, URL fetch app.fetch. And we're going to put a URL here. We literally can, and I'll show you this, we can put exactly this URL in here. And if we save this, and we just go anywhere in our sheet, and we're just going to do equals check email. I think we can do that. Let's see. we want to get, actually, in order to get a return, we need to do variable response equals that, and then return something. In our function, we need to say return response, but we want to get the content text, which means we want to get the text back. But let's see, what does the response just look like? I don't know. We'll see here. Check email. It'll be right there. If we have anything, if we say, actually, let's do that, and we get nothing. Let's delete and try again, and we get nothing. So let's look at response.get content text, and I think this is magically going to give us back something. Let's double check. There we go. We got function native code because something went wrong. Okay, I just saved it. I didn't change anything. Saved it and ran it again, and here we go. We get our response, and it's exactly the same response as we get if we just enter this crazy API URL into our Chrome browser. All right, let's keep going on it because we do not need this whole response back. What we need to do is we want to actually access parts of this JSON. Okay, first off, we need to actually get rid of this API key here. We're going to do variable URL equals. We're going to grab the first part of this up to API key, quote, and then add API key. We'll add that later as a variable, plus, and then we want this text, and we'll put it in quotes, and then we'll have email. And we want to put in our variable email each time we run this code. We want to put it in the function call. So variable API key will also do this, and we need to spreadsheet app dot get active spreadsheet dot get sheet by name. It's going to be in API key if you did it correctly. Get range, we'll know it is in A1. We've memorized that. And get value. We need to actually get the value of the API key. And now all of this line will literally go to API key, go to A1, grab that value, and put it in here in this variable API key. And so that's why we can put that next to this access key equals in our URL. And then we need email. Great. What are we missing here? We can also log it if we want. We don't need to do that right now. But we do need to fix this right here. Fetch URL. So this variable URL will go right here on line 13, fetch URL. But once we fetch it, this get content text is not what we need. We want to create variable text equals this. Then we could do variable JSON equals JSON in all caps dot parse text. Now, what part do we want to do? We want to get the MX found equals JSON dot, and we literally just type in MX found. Why do we do that? In our viewer, in our JSON, this is email colon, did you mean colon, user colon, domain colon. These are the things that we can access with that JSON dot. So we can actually get the user back and their domain. Let's see. Let's call this check. Actually, let's leave that as check email and just return MX found. We go back to our sheet. Now we have it already here, but let's look at our new one. We're using this check that I wrote before, but now we have this new one, check email. We need to put the variable email in there. So we'll go check email A2, and we'll see if this works. We get false. Why is that false? It's because this is a bad email. This is not the correct email. Copy and paste this down so we can also do check email A3, and it's true. The MX has been found, the MX record. MX record is just going to the server and saying, is there a mail record here on this server? We also can do SMPT check. Let's do that. And all we have to do is change this MX found. We can also type this instead of MX found, we can answer. And now it'll go through and check the email as well for the SMTP. It will check it. We can go to, Andrew at hotmail.com. Probably is going to be true. I think that's, let's see if it's not just misspelled, but if it's Neil at bettersheets.co. I don't think that's going to come up true. I don't think so. But that bettersheets.co should. Ah, it is, because actually I have a catch-all. I wonder if the catch-all will show up. So we have catch-all here. Possible catch-all. Let's see. Change that to catch-all. And now we will see, is this a catch-all or not? False, 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 false. These are not catch-all. I think it's going to be like info at bettersheets.co. Might do it. Or, this might give us back something. I mean, these are literally not catch-all, so that's good. So what you can do to make sure that this is getting the right information you want, you can even create new functions, check for MX. And then instead of catch-all, we'll do MX found. We can copy this function, paste it, and we can get score as well. We can check for score. And let's just change this answer to score. And we can create new rows. So we'll say MX record. We'll do MX record score. And now we go equals check for, wait, what was it? Check for MX. A2. Copy paste that all the way down. We can check for score equals check for score A2. And we get the score. So now with all of this information back, we can make a really interesting, well-defined answer for, is this a correct email or not? Is this email validated? We get scores, we get MX records, we can get SMTP. Let's add that as well. So we'll check for, what is it again? SMTP. So we'll just call this SMTP. And if I want it, so here's, I'm going to give you a little bonus SMTP, little bonus tip here at the end of this video. If we want to create these new functions, but we might not remember these names, what we can do is add a comment above and call it at custom function. We just have to do this right above each one of these, save that, and now when I go to my function, check, they're all here. They're all here already written. I can check for SMTP, A2. It is a auto-filled function in our sheet. Very interesting. So now we can get, okay, this is probably Andrew at hotmail.co. I wonder if that's going to, great. That's good. That is false because I don't think that's a real thing. We can see if it's malformed as well. I think it'll give us just a false here. Or nothing. Let's see. Nothing. At. Let's see if that gives us probably, nope, nothing, because I think it fails the, what is it? One of these. User domain format valid. I think it'll check that first probably. So let's create format valid. Just to double check. Format, check. Format. So here I changed it a little bit. Let's save. And right before we do anything else, equals check format A2. We can even check this first and then check the other ones later, sort of with an, oh, we get nothing. It's giving us no response back. Let's see if it's at .com. Oh, I think it's because these are actually not correct characters. I think that was the issue. There. Oh, it is true. That is the correct form. Oh my God. This is wrong. Let's see. Let's get a wrong format here. It's still the same. Oh, this is not very good. Maybe. Okay, still get nothing. This is not a correct format. Okay, we get nothing if it's not a correct format. All right, but really cool thing is, so to review, we are accessing this API layer.net, this what is this called? MailboxLayer. We are using their free API. You can see my usage right now has been, let's see, 170 requests already. I've gone through 17% of my monthly validation allocation. It's 1,000 requests. Once you get this set up, you should be able to validate records up to 1,000 records a month. You can use MX record, SMTPs. You can also get scores if you just want to rate it based on the score. So this is a low score here. That's actually correct. This is a catch-all email. 0, this is not a correct email. That's perfect. So this score is really telling us, yeah, these are not good. And this is a malformed email, so we can see that in the MX record. Oh, this is format valid. So I'm going to leave this here. So again, just change out your API key here. If you just want to use this, go ahead and use it. If you want to retype and create your own functions here, go ahead and rewatch this video and check out how to write all of this. I hope you enjoyed this and enjoy the email validation template if you have it. I will reset my API key once we stop this video. Bye.